You've heard big cities around the country referred to as a concrete jungle, which is why so many people are drawn to the natural beauty and lush landscape of the Lowcountry. An ordinance just passed to set limits on impervious surfaces. Well, joining us with more on this is Jenny Costa Honeycutt, Charleston Council member for District 9, and Wes Linker, Stormwater Engineer for Charleston County. I want to thank you both for joining us. Can you tell us, Jenny, first of all, what area we're talking about?
So these new regulations only apply to unincorporated Charleston County. So any area that's in a municipality, these do not apply to. So homes may be in neighborhoods where one neighbor is in the city of Charleston and the next door neighbor is unincorporated county.
Okay. And impervious surfaces. So you being the engineer, what is considered an impervious surface?
So rooftops, driveways, sidewalks, pools, sheds, accessory dwelling units, things where water does not absorb into the ground.
With an area, though, that's growing and growing and growing, and all these neighborhoods building out and building out, how do you avoid having things like roofs and sidewalks and driveways?
So you just want to make sure that you account for those in your stormwater calculation so that you're not making the problem worse downstream or worse for your neighbors.
Okay, and so you just passed this ordinance. So this is affecting homeowners. Now there's going to be another component to this. This is going to affect commercial property owners as well. But for the homeowner, this does not really apply to existing homeowners insofar as their current existing property?
Correct. Nobody has to make any modifications today as a result of the ordinance. However, if you apply for a change on your property, that is the addition of a pool or the addition of an accessory dwelling unit, you're going to now have to go through a stormwater review process that you didn't have to go through before.
Is this expensive?
No, it's not expensive. We've intentionally tried to make it where it is simple for the homeowner, where a seasoned builder or a mom and pop, or I always like to just say, could my parents understand how to do this?
Well, let me ask you this, because a lot of homeowners, in order to add value to their homes, if they can, they add things like pools and hardscape. So are they going to be getting hard no's all the time, every time they want to apply for one of these permits?
No, and what I think you're going to see is that we've been very flexible. They can actually increase their impervious surface by doing certain things, and we've left that really open. So if you add a rain garden, or maybe you remove your concrete driveway and install a pervious surface such as gravel or pavers. So homeowners have options, and designers have tools that they can work with to make those accommodations.
Okay, and what are you hoping once we get to the next step for commercial property owners? Because when we're talking about some huge corporations, they need a lot of space. They need, and really by law, things have to be on a hard surface in order for it to be safe for workers. So how do you get around that?
Well, where we're starting is having stakeholder meetings with our planning and zoning department and those who are interested in this area. We want to make sure we're having those conversations so we don't have unintended consequences of these types of additional regulatory burdens. But you have to keep in mind, commercial and industrial sites already had obligations to go through the stormwater process.
Okay, and we're doing this all for the environment, essentially, right? So can you just walk us through, Wes, just how this is going to impact the future of parts of the Lowcountry?
So a lot of the areas where this is going to take effect are areas that we know as areas of known flooding. So those are areas that were never really designed with stormwater considerations. So now we're trying to stop some of the bleeding or the continued flooding and start making those areas better with reduction in impervious area or addition to stormwater controls on the individual lots.
And is there a way for people to weigh in to give their 2 cents on the future of these ordinances and their personal impact?
Absolutely. So when they come back, particularly with the industrial and commercial, there will be another 3 readings and public comment associated with it. As far as the residential ordinance goes, it's in effect.
It is in effect.
All right,
so there's no going back, people. It's in effect. All right, so where should people go if they do want more information on this?
So charlestoncounty.org, the Public Works Department has a lot of information, especially the stormwater section, and our planning and zoning departments also have a lot of information on this. And if you have any questions, you can always just reach out to our customer service department.
Wes and Jenny, thank you so much for coming here. Appreciate
Absolutely.
it.
Thank you.
We're back after this.